I'm gonna tell you a little secret. You're getting an Instant Pot for Christmas this year. It's just gonna happen. So today I'm gonna share my top 10 best Instant Pot recipes that you wanna make first when you get that Instant Pot. Instant Pot ham. I love cooking ham in the Instant Pot.
So this is a spiral ham. It's already been pre-cooked, so you really don't have to do much to it other than add a lot of flavor and heat it up. So that's what your Instant Pot is for. So I have a half a cup of brown sugar that we're just gonna dump in here. Then we have a half a cup of honey. I'm kind of just gonna eyeball it. Because really you can never have too much honey. Then we have 2 tablespoons of Dijon mustard. We'll just pour on top. Again, I'm just gonna kind of eyeball. So we have a 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg and a 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. So I'm just gonna put those in here too. Once it's nice and all mixed together, now it's time to put everything into the Instant Pot. So you wanna put a trivet onto the bottom of the Instant Pot. Now you don't want a high trivet, you want one that's pretty low. So trivet on the bottom. Next we're gonna add a 1.5 cups of water. So we'll just pour that into the bottom of the pot because it has to pressurize, right? We're gonna take some of our sauce, put it in between each piece and just kind of spread it around a little bit. Transfer it over. It's gonna be kind of a tight fit. Continue basting this little guy. Okay, so we're gonna put the lid on. There we go. We're gonna push the pressure cook button. All you have to really do is get it warm. So we're gonna go all the way down to 4 minutes. So once the timer is done, you had your 4 minutes of cooking, you can go ahead and release the pressure. Once all the pressure's out, carefully open your lid. There we go. And you guys, your ham is done. It is all done. Ooh, there we go. Oh my gosh, it is delicious, absolutely delicious.
My Instant Pot mac and cheese.
So we're gonna start with 1 pound of elbow macaroni. Then we're gonna do 4 cups of chicken broth. So we're gonna pour it all in. We're gonna put the lid on now. Then you're gonna turn this little knob to sealing. Okay, once it's on sealing, then we're gonna come over here and we're gonna push the manual button or the pressure cook button. And we're gonna go down to just 4 minutes. Pasta only takes 4 minutes to cook. So once it's all done cooking, you're gonna have it say L. There's a little pin that will drop. That means that you can open your lid safely. Oh, and if you can see, the pasta is cooked perfectly. Mix your noodles around a little bit. We're gonna push the saute button. First, we're gonna push the cancel, and then we're gonna push the saute button. So we're first gonna add a 1/2 cup of milk. I'm just gonna eyeball this a little bit. And then about a teaspoon of Dijon mustard. You don't have to add the Dijon. I just like, it just gives it a little bit of a kick. And then just a dash of hot sauce. You can use your favorite hot sauce. I just like the extra flavor that it gives it. And then last we're gonna add just 2 tablespoons of butter. So I'm just gonna mix these things in there right now. So once the butter is all melted, now we're just gonna add 2 cups of cheddar cheese. All right, once your cheese is melted and everything is melted and mixed together, go ahead and push the cancel button. Oh man, these noodles smell so good. It's literally the same thing. You're just cooking your noodles and adding everything else when you're done.
Instant Pot creamy enchilada soup.
You're gonna start by putting 2 or 3 chicken breasts in the bottom of your Instant Pot. Next, you're gonna add 2 cloves of garlic. Next, you're gonna add 1 teaspoon of chili powder. Next, you're gonna add 1 teaspoon of Worcestershire, 1 teaspoon of that sauce. Then add 1 teaspoon of Tabasco sauce in it. Then on top of that, I'm gonna add 1 small chopped onion. Next, add 1 chopped red pepper, then 1 can of drained black beans. Then you're gonna add 1 can of corn. You're not gonna drain the corn, dump everything in. Next, add 2 cups of your favorite enchilada sauce. Then you're gonna add 4 cups of chicken broth. Next, you're gonna add a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper. If you're doing the Instant Pot, make sure you turn the handle and make sure the little thing is on sealing, not venting. With the Instant Pot, you're gonna go manual for 20 minutes. Now when it's done cooking, I did a quick release, so that means I pushed it over to venting and let all the steam out. and I'm gonna take the lid off. Now when you're done shredding your chicken, you're gonna add 1/2 cup of cream and then about 1/2 cup of sour cream. Stir it in a little bit so the sour cream can melt and the cream will mix in pretty good. Next, you're gonna add 2 cups of cheddar cheese. Mix it really well until everything is melted and well combined. That's all done, I like to serve it with cheese so the cheese is melting, some little tortilla strips, and cilantro on top.
Instant Pot beef stroganoff. I love beef stroganoff.
So I put a little olive oil in the bottom of my Instant Pot, push saute, and then I have stew meat that I threw in. Now I'm putting garlic salt, and pepper in there. And now I'm just gonna mix it around so it will sear the meat just a little bit. So I'm gonna let it sear for just about 2 to 3 minutes, and then I'll add some other things. So on top of the meat, you're just gonna add some onions, then add 1/2 teaspoon of garlic or 1 garlic clove, and then I added a whole container of mushrooms. Then you're just gonna mix it all up for a little while. You'll notice that the Instant Pot recipe is a little bit different than the slow cooker recipe, and we're gonna add 2 tablespoons of flour right now and then mix it all together. Then we're gonna add 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire, however you call it, it's that sauce. 1 tablespoon of it right on top. And then you're gonna pour 3 cups of beef broth right on top. We're gonna go ahead and put the lid on now. Make sure that it seals tightly and that it's on sealing, not venting. Then I'm gonna push the manual button and go up to 12 minutes. Now, as soon as all the pressure is released, go ahead and take off the lid. So now I'm gonna add about 16 ounces of egg noodles. I'm gonna stir it around a little bit. So now you're gonna close the lid again, make sure that it's on sealing again, and then we're gonna cook it. Then push manual and go down to 4 minutes. That's how long noodles take to cook. So go ahead and take the lid off. Then you're gonna take 1 cup of sour cream and just pour it right in. Now go ahead and mix in your sour cream. Now if you noticed, mine has a little bit more liquid than I would like. You can go ahead and keep the saute button on and it will thicken up because of the flour that you put in there.
Dr. Pepper pulled pork.
Now you can have a 1 to 3 pound pork here. I'm gonna add, of course, my garlic salt and then 1 can of Diet Dr. Pepper. Okay, then we're gonna add Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce, about 1 cup right on top of your pork. All right, putting the lid on. We're going to sealing again because we want it to pressurize. Now we're gonna push manual and go up because 3 pounds, I usually go 50 to 60 minutes. This is a 2 pound pork, so we're going to 50 minutes. Now I let it release on its own for about 8 to 10 minutes. Then I just switch it over so I can get rid of all the rest of the pressure so I can open the lid. Now I want my pork to shred easily for this shredded pork recipe. Now once it's done shredding, I'm gonna stick it back into my sauce and let it sit there for about 20 to 30 minutes. You can serve this on buns. I put a little extra barbecue sauce on top, or you can serve it over your favorite salad.
Spicy chicken and rice bowls.
You're gonna first start with 2 cups of rice that you have rinsed and drained so the water runs clear, and you'll dump it right into the bottom of your Instant Pot. Add 2.5 cups of water right on top of the rice. Now it's time for the seasoning. Now I just added pepper to taste because I love pepper. Then you're gonna add 1 teaspoon of salt. Next, add 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. And then that should be it for the seasoning. So I have 1 can of black beans that I've rinsed and drained, and then add 1 can of red enchilada sauce. I used a 10-ounce can there. Okay, so now I have 2 cups of shredded chicken. I like to have mine already cooked and chopped up, so it will make this recipe cook even faster. I just got a rotisserie chicken and chopped it all up. Now you're just gonna put the lid on, make sure that it's on sealing, not venting, sealing, and you are ready to cook it. So I'm pushing manual, and because we just have to cook the rice, we're gonna go down to 10 minutes. All right, when it's all done, I flipped the knob over and did a quick release, and then just carefully pull the lid off to where it's still gonna be hot and steamy. But everything should be cooked all the way through. My favorite is the rice bowl. So I like to add cheese on while it's still hot so it can melt. Then add a little bit of sour cream, a little bit of guacamole. And then if you love cilantro, I love to add cilantro to the top.